Hey, today I'm going to smoke a rack of ribs. Let me show you what I got going on here. You for sure need a rack of ribs. This is pork baby back ribs. I make my own rub when I do ribs, and I put a tablespoon each of black pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, then a half a tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and the secret ingredient is cinnamon. If you put a half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon in your rub, it just adds an interesting flavor that everyone will ask you about. But that's my secret, little cinnamon. What I need to do first is dry this off really good with some paper towels and flip it over here on the back side and dry it off real good, because ribs have a membrane on the back that you're going to need to remove. And ooh, this one is going to be easy because there was a little, I say that, I may be speaking too soon, but there's this membrane here, and you want to remove that or it's going to make your ribs be tough and they'll curl up and be kind of gross. So let me grab a fresh paper towel. I'm going to turn this around since I'm right-handed.
I am not left-handed.
And you're just going to pull that membrane off. Sometimes it comes off in one big piece, and sometimes you struggle with it like I'm doing today. Oh, here we go. There it goes. Now let me get rid of that. Now I'm going to season these ribs. I'm going to dry them off just a little bit more. You can use a binder. You can use mustard is a nice binder for these ribs. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to dry these off real good. I don't use a binder, but you can if you want to. I prefer a dry rub. So I'm going to generously sprinkle on my rub. And then it's called rub because you're supposed to rub it. Rub it in really good. Flip that over. The same thing on this side. I'm pretty much going to use the rest of this. Now I'm going to let the meat sit here and kind of sweat with this rub on it for about 30 minutes while my grill heats up. I go with a 275 degree pellet smoker grilling temperature for the whole cook. I'm going to put these on after my grill is nice and heated up, and that first cook is going to be about 2 hours. I'll check on it during the cook and spritz it with some apple cider vinegar, but otherwise it's just going to smoke for a couple of hours. So I'm going to leave this to sit and sweat for a few minutes while I go get my grill ready.
A few moments later.
My grill is ready, and these have rested for about 30 minutes, so I'm going to throw them on the grill. Grill is ready, and the ribs are going to go on meat side up. There we go. And these are going to go for 2 hours. I'll come out and check on them in about 45 minutes or so, every hour, 45 minutes, and give them a spritz with some apple cider vinegar when they start to look a little bit dry. The ribs have been on for about an hour, and I'm going to give them a spritz with some apple cider vinegar. And this just keeps them from drying out. Those are looking really good. We're going to let them go for another hour. I'll come out here in about 30 or 45 minutes and give them another spritz of vinegar. Okay, so the ribs have been on the grill for a couple of hours. I've come out here and spritzed them with some apple cider vinegar, and it's time to go ahead and pull them off and get them wrapped up. Okay, so I'm going to put them meat side down on the foil and get them wrapped up. And now these are going to go back on the grill for another about an hour and a half. I'll come and check on them in about an hour and see where we are. But I think they're going to need about an hour and a half, still at 275, and then they'll be ready to eat. So these ribs wound up being on the grill for 2.5 more hours. I was way off on thinking that they would only need an hour or an hour and a half. So 2.5 more hours at 275, and they're ready. I'm going to pull back the foil and show you how the ribs are coming out, and they've pulled back from the ends about 1/4 of an inch. So we definitely know that these are totally ready. And to get these off the grill, I'm just going to pull them off like that. Just makes it really easy. And then I'm going to take these in and let them rest for about 10 or 20 minutes. These ribs have rested for about as long as I can stand to let them sit there, which has been about 20 minutes. So they're not lava hot anymore. Let's cut a couple off and have a taste of these because I know they're going to taste amazing. Got a knife? They're just falling apart. Yeah, these are juicy, have a beautiful smoke ring, and they're just falling apart. And I'm going to cut these every 2 ribs. They're just gorgeous. And that's a big old, beautiful dish full of ribs. Yum. Now for the taste. This little crispy burnt end is mine. We're just going to pull it apart. It's still pretty hot. So good. Slap your mama good. It's just delicious. These ribs. Try smoking your ribs this way. They're outstanding. Can't be beat. Competition level ribs. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Whenever it is, wherever you are.